Hey everybody, Gunston Undercover here. Today is Saturday, October 26, 2019. I don't know what time it is. It doesn't matter. We're still on the daylight savings time, though. That's going to change in about another week or so. So I want to talk to you about some local politics. I know some of you people out there want to hear about how we're cussing out a cop and all that. Well, you're not going to get that in this video, but what you're going to get is a story about the nepotism that is rampant here in Monmouth County. Monmouth County is like the biggest swamp in the area. And so I've been watching we're going to have some elections here, and the big election is the freeholder seats are up for, there's a couple freeholder seats that are up. And for those of you who don't know who the freeholders are, they're the ones that vote on the budget for the county. They spend your money. And right now all the freeholders here in Monmouth County are Republicans. And we have a sheriff here who is up for re-election, and he's in charge of what, Tim?
The Monmouth County DOI. Oh no, he's also, in addition to being sheriff, our current sheriff, Sean Goldman, is also the chairman of the Monmouth County Republican Committee.
Well, how convenient if we're all freeholders are Republican and the Republican chairman is a Republican and he's the sheriff. You think anybody's ever going to say no to anything that the sheriff wants? Of course not. The sheriff wanted a new police academy, so it'll be $27 million. And at the last minute, he wanted to make it into a state-approved testing facility, scientific lab, crime lab. And all of a sudden, the freeholders had to pull $25 million out of the asses of the taxpayers, which they did.
They should change their name from the Monmouth County Freeholder Board to the Monmouth County Wink and Nod Committee.
Yeah, exactly. I can't, you know, there is a Democrat out there that's running for freeholder, and I was not impressed when I met her because she didn't want to answer any of my questions. She goes by the name of Maura Nelson, but I tell you what, I would vote for her just to put a Democrat out there to screw things up. So anyway, that's not what this is about. So the Republican Party here in Monmouth County put on their Facebook the other day that the Long Branch PBA is backing up and supporting Tom Arnone. Ooh, how exciting. Well, Tom Arnone is a freeholder right now running for re-election. And for those of you who don't know who Tom Arnone is, his father was a Superior Court judge, and what happened to him? He died on the bench, didn't he?
Yep.
Clutched his heart and killed over it. And Tom Arnone's claim to fame is he was the mayor of where?
Neptune City.
Neptune City. I think Neptune City is about 1 square mile. It's one of those little towns right there by the shore.
And much like almost every member of the Freeholder Board, all of these people that are currently on the Freeholder Board are trying to get elected to the Freeholder Board.
Right, this is just stepping stones for that. They're not interested in saving money or doing all these great things. The only thing I really see any of these freeholders doing is running around, getting their picture taken, doing some ribbon cutting ceremony.
And when the cameras leave, they're out of it.
Right, now I think Tom Arnone might be folding Sean Goldman's underwear and socks, but that's just a vicious rumor that I heard. Because they see Tom following behind Sheriff Golden everywhere he goes.
Bad boys, sad boys, beep, beep.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so the Long Branch PBA is backing Tom Arnone. And I said, well, that's nothing to be excited about. Let's talk about the Long Branch Police Department. We'll go down their resume. Just the little things that I know about it. They had an officer by the name of Jake Pascucci. And what did he do? He went to a PBA political function, got drunk, and then he wanted to stop and get some more alcohol. And he's flying down Ocean Avenue, and some poor lady's trying to cross the highway to go get some bandages for her husband. They were out on a little vacation down at the shore, and she crossed the highway.
Splashed her like a bug.
And he just hit her and smashed the whole car in, and he had the nerve to blame her.
And what was his sentence?
Well, he's got a very nice sentence. He got 364 days in the county. Now, I'm told that he hasn't spent a day yet. I cannot confirm that, but that's not what the video is about. So, if any of you and I had strict vehicular homicide, we would have been doing
at least 5 to 10.
At least 5 years in the pokey. He's getting 364 in the county, and if he had been in the county, he would be done by now. But I think his lawyer had said he was going to file a motion to have that sentence reduced, so that's the nerve of that one. And he thinks he doesn't deserve to spend anything. So that's number one. Then there was another cop story I remember doing, and this was about a detective or an officer over at Long Branch who was he had something to do with the Long Branch PBA. So much that he was allowed to write checks.
He was a former Long Branch cop and their union president.
Yeah, he was a union president. Yeah, so he was writing checks out to himself, getting all kinds of things done, and I believe it was $84,000 he got caught taking out of the PBA fund. Now, he got a nice little deal.
3 years probation.
He had to pay back the $84,000. Well, that was awful nice of him. Paid that back, and he got a little probation. Now, I'm going to give you, I did a side story to that. There was a lady right after that over down in Bradley Beach. I think she was with the Bradley Beach Fire Department, and she wrote out a bunch of checks. I think it was about $140,000 on her. She got caught, same identical thing. The only difference was the amount of money. One was $84,000, the other was $140,000.
She wasn't part of the gang then.
Right. She ended up getting, she's got to do, I think, 3 years prison term. She had to do at least 2 years, I think, and she had to pay the money back. So you see the difference in justice. So that's 2 cops out of Long Branch.
And it's in the same county, too.
Yes, that's 2 cops out of Long Branch. Then there was another lovely story that came up about a canine officer who went down to Asbury Park. I believe Johnny Max was the information I got. He went down and had a lot of drinking. He had a good time. And then he disappeared. He doesn't know where he was at for 2-3 hours. We think he got a hooker, but that's just a legend. I don't know this for true. But he disappeared, didn't know where he's at. And then somewhere around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, he wraps his car around a telephone pole on Oceanport Avenue. Well, Long Branch showed up. They found out it was one of the gang members. They put him in the car. They took him back to headquarters. They walked around, splashed his face with Gatorade. And, you know, come on, son, you gotta get better. And then they did a little. They did the old hokey pokey dance out there. I got the video. I scroll back in the list, you'll find it. And he's out there doing the hokey pokey dance 2 hours after. Now you got to remember now, he stopped drinking at 2 o'clock, and now it's about 5, 6 o'clock by the time they're getting him to do the hokey pokey dance. So he had a little time to.
And you're missing one, John. You're missing the 4th one.
Well, I'm going to get to that. So this clown, he gets arrested for. I forget what they get. I don't know if they got him for drunk driving. I mean, I don't think they're on charge of that. But anyway, he goes to Tinton Falls Court. The judge says he gets hit up with reckless driving,
which is a sweetheart plea deal.
Right, and he had like a $150 fine he had to pay. And the judge said, "quote, well, it's a good thing that you didn't get hurt." Well,
the most important thing is that you weren't hurt.
You weren't hurt. Well, the most important thing is he didn't run into some lady over trying to cross Oceanport Avenue, trying to cross a highway. So that's 3 officers out of Long Branch. This is all within the last 2-3 years, folks. This is not over a period of 20 years.
And these are all members of PBA Local 10 that endorses Tom Arnone.
Right, so now we have the poster child of Long Branch, our favorite cop who's got more sweetheart deals only because his father was a lieutenant. His father's now gone, so he's out of the mix. So we have Patrick Joyce, who several years back in his drunkenness was down at a bar, I forget the name of the place down there in Belmar, and the headliner, that's it. Him and another friend beat the crap out of some guy and broke his jaw.
Does it end? Does it ever end?
No. So he goes to court and he gets a little sweetheart deal. So he gets, he has to do 1 year probation. So what does Long Branch do? They give him 1 year off from the job so that when he's done with his probation, he can come back and be an officer. So imagine this guy goes out and beats the crap out of somebody, breaks the jaw, roughs the guy all up. So instead of firing this cop, because he's out breaking the law, they give him off a year from the job.
And he comes back without any.
Right, he finishes his probation, he comes back, and he's back in a car with a whistle and a gun.
And there's no evidence that he's rehabilitated.
Right, exactly. So now, a couple months ago, they hired the new recruits for the Long Branch Police Department, and they're going to have a little celebration over there at the sports club in Long Branch where the cops like to hang out at. And Mr. Patrick Joyce, who is married, lives in West Long Branch, gets this little drink on, and next thing you know, he sees a young lady that he likes, and he's getting very touchy-feely with her. And she's telling him, leave me alone, stop bothering me. And it gets to the point where he's touchy-feely just one too many times and one too many places. And there's a problem. Well, it turns out the daughter, the woman is a daughter of one of the cops But what makes it bad is the woman calls Long Branch police and says, I got this drunk over here sexually assaulting me. And so they sent a car down, a marked car down. Instead of coming down and taking a report and helping her out, they took the drunk, Patrick Joyce, and put him in the back of the cop car and took him away.
And there was testimony, and actually she filed a notice of tort claim against Long Branch because she claimed that officers attempted to intimidate her into not reporting the complaint against Patrick Joyce.
So now Long Branch is getting sued. And the reason Long Branch is getting sued is that they sent a marked unit down, which now puts them into the mix, whereas prior to that, the city itself was not involved in the mix. So now Long Branch Police Department, the city of Long Branch, along with my lawsuit to deal with, has a lawsuit that they're going to have to settle because this drunk, Patrick Joyce, sexually molested this young lady, and he's married no less. So now,
and he put his fellow officers in the awkward position of attempting to cover it up. Right. And I want to hit home on this too. Okay, if something like this happened in any other place in the country, Florida, Missouri, Texas, most of California, if a cop did this and then his fellow officers tried to cover it up for him, tried to intimidate the victim into not filing a complaint, there would have been more than just one indictment.
Right, exactly. So now he's been fired. So that's 4 little darling cops out of Long Branch.
These are Tom Arnone's pals.
These are Tom Arnone's pals. Now, we also got a 5th thing going on here where I've been blocked on their Facebook page, and I still am blocked to this day. I haven't checked it today, but last time I checked it, I was still blocked along with about 20 other people on their Facebook page, simply because I said something that Chief Roebuck over there didn't like.
Chief Nobuck.
Nobuck. And they have stifled me. And even with the lawsuit, the arrogance of them, they will not block me. You think if they got a lawsuit for something like that, the chief would say, look, just take the guy off the thing, let's try to resolve this? No, not at all. So that is what's backing up Tom Arnone. That's just the one backing. So now we got the next one that got posted on there. The next backing that they have is Asbury Park Press chimed in and said, we're going to back Tom Arnone. And what did I say to you, Tim, about this? Oh, that's nice. Now we know for sure that the Asbury Park Press is in bed with all these nepotists. So we cannot rely on the Asbury Park Press to report on these people anything negative unless they absolutely have no choice but to, meaning a cop goes out and does something really bad and it's a story that they got to report on it, but they're not going to go out there and stir up trouble.
The days of relying on the presses as the watchdog state or the
right,
or the
and that explains why the Asbury Park Press is not picking up our story about the DWI checkpoint, because they're in bed. And who's approving all the DWI checkpoint money? The freeholders.
Arnone.
Yeah, the freeholders. So yeah, right here in Monmouth County, nepotism. So if you're a voter out there in Monmouth County, you're going to go vote for Maura Nelson, simply so we can put a Democrat out there, and maybe hopefully the Democrat will say no, no, no.
She's not going to achieve anything, but what she will accept.
Well, she'll be a pebble in their shoe.
Exactly. She will stir up enough.
I did like some of the things. I was reading some of her platform notes, and I kind of like some of the things that she said. But you know, she is a Democrat, and I'm not too impressed with the Democrats lately. They're a little off their rockers, and she didn't want to answer some questions.
She was very non-committal in her responses.
Right. I mean, I asked her a simple question: what do you think about Pelosi? And every other political person I asked that day answered me. I asked her what she thought about all those Republicans being on the Freeholder board.
No comment. No comment.
She should have just come out and said, you know what, I don't like it. That's why we need Democrats out there. That'd have been the answer. The answer for Pelosi, she could have said, you know, I don't agree with everything she's doing, and but you know, that's federal stuff, and we're here to talk about it.
But I've been trying to say, and I want to hit home on it, is Monmouth County has either a 5 or a 7-member freeholder board. The number escapes me off the top of my head, okay? Each member of that board isn't just there, John, as a stepping stone to higher political office. They're there because their status as a Monmouth County freeholder carries a lot of bank and a lot of weight for them in their private occupations.
Right.
Okay,
exactly.
Tom Arnone is the head of a very cloudy and a very politically connected property management group. You don't think that because he's in that group that they're going to get land use approvals and that they're going to get political favors done if they're having a problem, they need a cop there, or they need a stronger police presence than you or I would get? Of course.
Right.
Of course. These people are trying to get in there to further their own political
right, they're all
private
buddies,
agendas.
and they're all helping each other, and that's what it's about. All right, I'm Gunnison Undercover,
Not Tim.
and yeah, we'll talk to you next time.
Go, man.
Well, we have a freeholder. We have a Tommy. Come on, Tommy. Why do you run away?
Because I am late for a wedding.
You're waiting for this guy. Never passes up an opportunity for a camera.
I
Look
know,
at that.
you're right.
Get out of here. And Sean Golden, he's never going to talk to me. Isn't that right, Sean? You don't like me, do you? Good luck on your run.